One. Okay. Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We have our guest here, Liam Connor from Confident in Crypto. Thank you, bro, for coming in. Nice to meet you in person. Guys, Confident in Crypto is one of those old guys, yeah, OG, yeah, from Hyperinflation, yeah, been supporter for a long time. Maybe before we start the video, can you share a little bit more about your channel and how you doing, how you get into crypto?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I guess I'll start with how I got into crypto, and then I'll go on to the channel. So yeah, I mean, I basically, I imagine the way I got into crypto is the same as most people, right? Which is one of the bull markets, Bitcoin was going up a lot. And I was thinking, oh, wow, you know, this asset's going to the moon, basically. And it was in 2017. I just looked at Bitcoin. I think the price was about $300 right at the start of 2017. And I was like, oh, maybe I should buy this. And then I watched it go all the way up to about $3,000. And I was like, I need to buy this. So I bought it, obviously went up to 20,000 at the end of 2017. And then I thought I was, you know, cleverer than the market. So I started buying Ethereum. I bought all these random altcoins, lost a lot of the money I made.
Yeah.
And then over the sort of bear market, like many of us, hopefully, you know, over the bear market, I started learning more. Hopefully most other people who lost money sort of learned from that bear market. And then come around sort of 2020, I joined the Ivan and Tech Academy, by the way. You know, that was one of the big steps I took to understand Bitcoin. I actually joined his paid academy service. And that sort of like completed everything in terms of the knowledge I needed. So I already had done some personal like learning on technical analysis and the charts and trading. And then when I did the Ivan and Tech Academy, I just kind of got this full picture of crypto, and it was just the right timing just before this bull market started. So I really kind of got into it from there. And then you asked about the channel. I just realized I knew quite a lot, not everything, because there's so much to know in crypto, but I just realized I knew a lot. So I started the channel around about sort of last year when the pandemic hit. I said, right, I'm going to quit my job. I'm sick of it. Started the channel.
Yeah. Just
got by on the money I had. And yeah, here I am today. The channel's got about 4,000 subscribers now. I know you're at 1,000 as well yourself. So congratulations. And yeah, everything's going great. I focus a lot on Cosmos, as you know, but I just cover the markets and do a lot of fundamental and technical analysis.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I saw your sacrifice from the beginning. So yeah, you deserve to have 4,000 subscriber. I wish I were you. Maybe in the next couple of months, we never know, or to reach the subscriber.
You'll get there.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. How about your you right now full-time crypto or not? Because you focus because of the past pandemic, and you say you went full-time crypto. Are you full-time crypto now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. So it was quite difficult at first, you know, because I had to survive off of my investments and the profits that I was making. And it was quite tricky, you know, because I was taking a lot of profits off the table earlier than most people, because I had to pay for, you know, my living costs. And although I had a bit of money spare, you know, sort of when the pandemic hit, sort of March 2020, and a bit of money spare to kind of get me through that year. But come 2021, I need to obviously have more capital to get by. So yeah, I'm full-time crypto now. I've got a bit more of a revenue stream now. So I'm doing a little better in that front. The channel though, man, I mean, you probably know it yourself because you do a channel. The money you get, the monetization is not good. You know, you don't get much in the way of advertising. So it's tricky. But yeah, full-time crypto, you know, I love what I do. I love producing the videos. So yeah, I'm really happy to obviously be in the crypto space full time.
Yeah, because yeah, sometimes passion lead you to certain ways that you enjoy the most, right? So I think you're right, and you just follow passion. So you full-time trading, or you just creating content, or what? I mean, since you full-time crypto, right? I mean, because full-time crypto means that you work in crypto industry sometimes, but also at the same time you also trading. Can you share a little bit more about your experience? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So actually, yeah, I started off mainly with a trading and investing focus. So those of you who, those of the viewers or yourself, if you're new to trading rather than holding, like there's different types of trading you can do. So you've got like day trading where you take quick positions, you take quick profits, and then you go again very quickly. And then there's sort of swing trading, which is where you sort of take in positions in a trade for a duration of weeks or months. And that's kind of the way I got in initially, was sort of doing this swing trading, maybe even investing to some regard as well. So I didn't actually do too much active day trading, but I really had a focus on investing, making profits, technical analysis. And that's really how I got into the crypto space. It was through this technical analysis, investing, trading perspective. And then over time, right, as the bull market went on, I started getting more and more interested in the fundamentals. As I say, I joined the Ivan and Tech Academy, and that's when I really fell in love with crypto. Actually, was looking at how Bitcoin worked, how Ethereum works, Cosmos, which is one I cover a lot on my channel. And so I kind of shifted from that trading and investing perspective to more looking at the fundamentals, using DeFi applications. But in terms of work, it's very much taking profits on trades and investments. That's how I'm full-time crypto. And I work with a few projects now, which also gives me some revenue stream. I'm part of some ambassador programs. But other than that, all of my time is basically on the channel and doing the investing.
Yeah, because I realized that I admit that as well, that it's hard to do day trading, because day trading is kind of, beat your mental. And if you're not capable enough, I think you're gonna get beat by the market. So yeah, I think the swing trader, that, like you say, is a wise thing to do, because sometimes you cannot time the market easily, right? So yeah, I think
definitely.
Yeah, and also, maybe you can, you guys can check out the. I will share the link in the description about the Confident in Crypto, so guys know about the channel a little bit more. Because the Connor itself is not only technicals, right? And also you can also share fundamentals. Can you share fundamentals that you share in your channel?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're right. I did a lot more technical analysis in the past, and over time I've just found that fundamental analysis is far more interesting for me personally. But there's actually a lot less information on the fundamentals of crypto. So I thought it was a better way to go. So like the sort of stuff I sort of look at on my channel, I focus a lot on Cosmos, which is a proof of stake blockchain, right? So for those people quite new to the channel, new to crypto, you've kind of got proof of work or proof of stake. You probably know that yourself. And you've got Bitcoin, which is this energy intensive blockchain, which basically uses proof of work to validate and mine blocks, which mines the Bitcoin. So that's the sort of fundamentals I look into, how the blockchains work, and then also sort of things like proof of stake. So how you use a validator set to secure the chain with actually tokens on the line to make sure they validate the chains. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking at fundamentals, there's so many channels out there. I'm sure you do some really interesting stuff yourself on your Kryptonian channel. But for me, it's mostly about DeFi, so things like injective protocol, Cosmos, proof of stake chains, and then also things like non-fungible tokens I dive into a little bit as well.
Yeah, because I also like I don't really use this word, because sometimes they kind of tribalism, when you say you're Bitcoin maximalist or not. I just find something technology to gain my Bitcoin position. I think it's sometimes it's okay. But if you sell it like the next Bitcoin or something like that, I don't think it's that wise either. So yeah, I just find your channel useful. Sometimes I check your channel and I find it useful.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you tune in. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I agree with you. There's not really going to be a next Bitcoin, in my opinion. Bitcoin is that original cryptocurrency. Proof of work. I'm actually a big fan of the way that Bitcoin secures the network through proof of work. I don't think it's a competition between proof of stake or proof of work. And actually, I'd go as far to say that Bitcoin is fundamentally different to, say, Ethereum. One of them is a peer-to-peer payments network. It's kind of got sound money principles. And then Ethereum's like computation, doing things like smart contracts and applications on top of a blockchain. And I think they're actually fundamentally very different. They just have that common ground of blockchain being involved.
Yeah, I know. And you said before that I got less view because I just post only Bitcoin, right? I mean, can you share a little bit about that? And then maybe you have Google Analytics or something like that when you see what content you're about to do next.
Yeah, so what I did, really for me, I was looking at sort of my viewership, and I found Bitcoin was quite low. And it's not because it's not interesting. A lot of people are interested in Bitcoin, but there's a lot of channels talking about it already because it's the first crypto you look into usually. Sometimes you might go into Ethereum first, but usually it's Bitcoin. So it's the easiest to understand. It's the easiest to grasp. So that's where you have more channels looking at Bitcoin, because as more people understand Bitcoin, they make content about it, right? But something like Cosmos, which is what I do, it's not known anywhere near as well as say Bitcoin is. So it just means there's less competition in terms of YouTubers or content creators. So it gets a lot more niche, your audience a lot more niche, but they're going to watch you and a few others because there's not a big group of people already working on it, if that makes sense. I use TubeBuddy, by the way, if you're sort of looking for something yourself. TubeBuddy for YouTube, which gives me the keyword searches and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the further out you go in crypto, the more niche you go on your channel, the more viewership you'll get until you build up a bigger base. But it seems like your viewership's really picked up though, man. So I think you're doing quite well now. I saw you got sort of 400 or 500 on quite a few of your videos.
Yeah, I sometimes, I just want to educate people when they try to time the market by buying altcoins. I think it's okay, but to hold it for the long term, I think you need to consider that because altcoin can jump, can up and down so easily, right? So yeah, that's why my channel not getting a lot of attention. But I just share about I'm not really technical guys, I'm not really fundamental guys, I just share what really matters to people, because some people in Indonesia, YouTuber who got a lot of attention is just sharing the hopium, about, oh, this price gonna hit this, oh, this price is gonna be the next BTC. Yeah, that's not really something, because the responsibility is quite high, the more power, the more responsibility, right? So yeah, I just share my position, my YouTube channel about YouTube channel. So yeah, I think that's the difference between crypto and confident in crypto, right?
Yeah, and I think as well, you're focused on Bitcoin because it's the biggest asset, it's the first, it's the best in some ways. And for me, I used to trade all of the smaller altcoins, right? I used to try and get the 100x gems, and I realized I just wasted a load of money on a load of rubbish coins, and that was leading up to May where it crashed. I just bought a load of junk. And so I've kind of shifted my focus now to the larger altcoins. I will still get the smaller ones as well, but I'm a lot more careful about what I'm selecting. I'm not just trying to get a 100x. I'm not, I think I can make a lot of money without getting more than a 10x realistically if I reinvest wisely. So, I kind of focus more on quality projects now. And I believe like Cosmos as an ecosystem it is kind of where the trend is going for smart contracts and crypto. So that's why I focus so much attention there, because I am actually quite passionate about what's being built there. And it's the first thing I kind of looked at and went, wow, that's actually a really interesting concept. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done for it to fulfill that. But, I just really got, I don't know how it was for you, because you're obviously mainly Bitcoin. But for me, I heard about Bitcoin and I thought, wow, this is incredible, sound money on the blockchain. And then I heard about Ethereum and I was like, wow, this is incredible again. And then I never really had anything else that wowed me to that extent. and then I was looking into Cosmos, and that was the next thing that I kind of went, wow, okay, I could see the vision. So yeah, that's why I spend a lot of time now. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cosmos are big areas in the crypto space. And I'm not only invested in Cosmos, but it's definitely one I'm interested to see, how it goes.
Okay, yeah, that's yeah, guys. When you guys wanna check more, I will leave the link in the description. And then yeah, I wanna ask something about something else about all points that you said before. As Ivan on Tech say before, when you if you need to get the 100x, you need to find the hidden gem that below $1 billion market cap. I think it is possible. Is it possible right now to find hidden gems not below $1 billion market cap?
So you're saying like, can you find a hidden gem that's got more than $1 billion?
Yeah.
I actually think you can. I think actually, if you want to find something that does really well, you should be looking at something that's got more than $1 billion. Because if you're looking at less than $1 billion, there's less chance what you're picking is something that's going to be good, right? And I'm not saying don't get smaller altcoins, because some of them will do incredibly well. Some of them will probably 1000x, but it's the same in business, right? When you're selecting like a stock to invest in, or you're looking to basically start a business, 95% of businesses fail in the first couple of years. And it's the same with these altcoins, right? 95% of them will fail. And it's not a crypto thing. It's the same with anything. It's the same with businesses. It's the same with crypto. 95% will do nothing. But if you invest in or look for altcoins over $1 billion, so that's the top 100 altcoins, basically, you're more likely to find something that will succeed for the next few years, at least, and you're more likely to find something that can 10x, 20x, maybe 50x if it's doing really well. But 100x could be difficult over $1 billion, but it's definitely possible. But I just think you're going to find more success looking at the bigger ones to begin with. And then if you've got a little bit of money spare, then you can start looking at some smaller ones as well.
Yeah, but some arguments say that where in business you can get a cash flow, right? When the crypto is just a thing that can be traded. Can you share a little bit differences between each one of them?
Yeah, so I think in business they say obviously you've got cash flow if you run or own a business, of course, but you also get the dividends in the stocks, right? Which will pay out X amount each month. But I think a lot of these cryptocurrency projects actually have cash flows, in the sense that they've got user bases, like Uniswap. Uniswap does generate fees from the transactions, so they're actually generating cash flow in that regard. But if you're looking at it from owning the token or owning the stock, owning a stock gives you a dividend in a lot of cases. But so can cryptos, right? Because you've got staking, first of all. So certain proof of stake coins, also certain DeFi coins will let you stake to earn rewards on the tokens that you lock up. But also you can generate yield in DeFi. So I definitely disagree with the concept that crypto isn't cash flow generating, sorry, because I believe they are. There's obviously more risk in some cases, but there's definitely good yields that can be earned.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned before that Uniswap generate cash flow, right? And then Uniswap, as you know, airdrop people 400 uni. Can you explain a little bit more about how airdrop can be dropped? I mean, how airdrop is created?
Yeah, so there's different ways that it can be done. And by the way, airdrops are a way to generate cash flow for token holders as well. Not in the case of Uniswap, but yeah, so I'll explain. Basically, with Uniswap, there were people who were using the exchange before it had a token. So, with crypto, you've got the token and then you've got the application. So the Uniswap application was out before the token, and people were trading on that exchange. So anyone who traded on the exchange will have to use their Ethereum address to trade with. So that's obviously recorded on the blockchain. So then an airdrop took place later on. Just because people would use that exchange, they received 400 uni, like you say. By the way, that's worth like $10,000 now. So all you had to do is use Uniswap once. And you would have got $10,000 if you'd held the tokens. But the same thing can happen in other blockchains. So there's a lot of airdrops that are happening in Cosmos at the moment for people who stake the Atom token, which is the Cosmos token. And it just happens as a way to reward holders, right? And imagine you're a project who starts up a new application or a new token. How do you onboard new users? Well, you can airdrop that token to community members in the Cosmos ecosystem, and it might draw them over to that application you're trying to get people to use. Or you can airdrop tokens to early users of that application. So you could create a new application and release a token later on. And you could say, look, we're probably going to do something to basically we're going to give something to you if you use the application early, and that will incentivize people to adopt or use the application, and they'll get the airdrop later on. So you need to know where to look for airdrops. That's always tricky, but generally if you're using applications, if you're in the right sort of ecosystems, you will eventually come across these kind of airdrops, and you usually just go through a claim process.
So airdrop is based on cash flow, but based on what you say, is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't even say it's based on cash flow. I think airdrops are usually just based on either whether you hold a token or not. So if you hold a different token, you might get an airdrop for another token, or it's just based on if you used an application. But I think it can be a form of cash flow for users. So what I'm saying is, let's say you hold Atom and it doesn't go up in price for a year, so you don't make any profit on holding the Atom token. But if you get 5 airdrops in that year and each one's worth $2,000, let's say, you've actually generated cash flow just by holding that Atom, even if the price doesn't go up. So I think it does generate cash flow in some ways.
So is it categorized as securities or not? Because airdrop is like something that's really profitable in the future, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not. That's the thing. I think it's all depends on like how they do it, right? I think a lot of them do it retroactively, so they don't tell people there's going to be an airdrop. They just say an airdrop is happening and it's already been worked out in the past. So it's not like, do you know what I mean? It's not trying to sell them a security. It's just saying there's going to be an airdrop, and it just happens. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's like risky?
I don't know. It's on SEC, I don't know I don't want to judge, because it's up to the SEC to judge about that. So I think that's about it. So I want to ask about this cycle, when I think we can agree that bull market is still intact, right? I mean, the bull market is still, the cycle is not over. But what do you think the altcoin position right now? Do you think there will be another altcoin super cycle?
Yeah, I do. I think there will be another altcoin wave. We saw it in 2017 when Bitcoin hit the cycle top. We had another wave of altcoins kind of going crazy. But the real question is, I'm just kind of speculating, and this is looking more at sort of market analysis and technical analysis. I'm kind of speculating that maybe Bitcoin dominance is going to increase for a bit. So, Bitcoin's going to continue rallying. Let's say it breaks past $64,000. If it does start going to new all-time highs, I think it's going to outpace altcoins for a while. Maybe even in just a couple of months, and maybe only just outpace them. But I think after that, that's when we'll see altcoins kind of explode again.
I know.
That's sort of my thoughts. What do you think?
It depends on the Bitcoin dominance you said before that. So can you explain about the money flow in crypto? I mean, from Bitcoin, Ethereum, or small cap, big caps. Can you explain?
Yeah. Okay. So I think traditionally in crypto, so looking at the last sort of 2 years, we've really sort of seen money flowing into Bitcoin first as the easiest asset to buy with your fiat currency. And it's also the first one people have heard of, the first one people know. So money kind of goes into Bitcoin first of all. It's the least risky investment as a crypto asset. It's the biggest, the safest. and the oldest. And then from that Bitcoin, money then usually flows into smaller altcoins or altcoins, or let's say bigger altcoins first. So it goes from Bitcoin. So let's start again. So it goes from fiat to Bitcoin, then to the bigger altcoins, right? Like Ethereum, maybe Cardano, Binance Coin, those sort of ones. And then it will slowly trickle out to the smaller altcoins. So usually Bitcoin will move first. It will, as Bitcoin goes up, money's flowing into Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin stops going up, you'll then see money flow into the altcoins, which will then go up. And that's why you get these sort of altcoin cycles.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is just my opinion, but I think actually that effect is actually over time going to be less the case, because we're seeing more people go straight into Ethereum now, first of all. So maybe Ethereum's the one you look at for altcoins to then move up higher. And over time, I think if Bitcoin dominance continues to fall, we'll see less of money going into Bitcoin first than altcoins. But this cycle, I think it's worth looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if they go up over, then altcoins will move afterwards as money sort of flows out of altcoins. And I just wanted to say as well, the same is true when Bitcoin starts going down, right? Bitcoin crashed in May, and what we saw is altcoins crash with it. But after Bitcoin finished crashing, it hit like $30,000. We saw altcoins continue to crash, and that's because money was flowing out of altcoins and back into Bitcoin again. So you see the same as things go down. Bitcoin goes down first, then cash flow will leave altcoins and go back into Bitcoin.
Yeah, because I remember when last May happened, when before the crash, you know, Ethereum, it hits all-time highs. At the same time, Bitcoin's just around this range, if I'm not mistaken, 55,000, and then quite drop. I mean, the Bitcoin front run the market, right? I mean, the money, the psychologically happen when people see that oh, Bitcoin you can buy for a cheap, then sell it for fiat, right? So I think that's why the money flow is so fast from altcoin to Bitcoin when the crash happened. So can you validate what I'm saying? Is it true or not?
Yeah, no, I was just the reason I'm looking over there, I was just taking a look at the Ethereum chart. Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like Ethereum and Bitcoin kind of peaked at the same time around the start of May. And I think Ethereum, actually, I don't consider it an altcoin, first of all, in the same way as everything else. I kind of see it as like a major cryptocurrency alongside Bitcoin now. But you're right, in terms of everything else, Bitcoin does seem to front run the market. So I actually agree with what you're saying pretty much on the whole. But I think, you know, since Bitcoin bottomed out, we have seen some altcoins make new all-time highs. So, you know, things like Solana, Axie Infinity, Cosmos made new all-time highs. I think Phantom as well. So I think at the moment we're seeing like a trend of layer one blockchains, sort of Ethereum competitors kind of trending and maybe front running even Bitcoin. But generally, as a whole, I think Bitcoin front runs the market. I validate what you're saying. I think it's correct.
Yes. So Bitcoin dominance is the one of those metrics that you can see, you can time the all season.
Yep.
There is it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alt season. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's good to know. Yeah. Maybe before I close the conversation, I will ask about the macro first. You know, as I said before, that's you know what's happening in the US, right? The debt is all-time highs, and the Senate want to increase the debt and the debt ceiling, and the United States is on the brink of the default, right? So, what do you think about that? It will affect the crypto market or not? What do you think?
It's a really tough question because you know, anything can happen. But you know, I think if they raise the debt ceiling and they continue to increase the debt in the US, I think there's going to be less confidence in the economy in the US, first of all. But I also think you know, the way they're going to pay off that debt is through inflation. So they're going to increase inflation. They're going to print more money, and I think that is beneficial for crypto. You know, in the long run, Bitcoin seems to have gone up as inflation and money printing has gone up in the US, and as debt has increased, Bitcoin's increased in value as well. So overall, I think it's good for crypto. I think the only time it isn't good for crypto is if we see a huge economic collapse. And then we're going to see a quick sell-off for cryptocurrencies, a bit like we saw in March with the pandemic last year. We're going to see a big sell-off for crypto in the short term, but we'll see a very strong recovery afterwards. You know, I think short-term economic problems are bad for crypto, but in the long run, this debt ceiling increasing, more debt, and a weaker economy is only good for Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. And you can also check out about the bond yield start to rise again, because the debt ceiling is just is too complicated. So yeah, I understand your point of view. I think Bitcoin will be the answer, will be like digital gold. The more people understand, the more valuable Bitcoin becomes, right? So yeah, I think it's quite logic, quite unstarable what you're saying. So yeah, I think I agree with your opinion. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And one last thing about the about the macroeconomic. What do you think about the tapering that will happen in November? I think will taper this year or not from the Fed?
What is it? What would it do?
Taper is one of the quantitative easing from the Fed. Is a part of quantitative easing. You still think that it will happen or not?
I don't know. I don't keep up to date with the politics too much, so I'm not sure whether or not it will actually happen. But if there's more QE, I think that's just going to result in a devaluation of the dollar. And if the dollar continues to devalue, Bitcoin's value relative to the dollar will increase. I think it's very simple, because Bitcoin's got a fixed supply. It is slowly inflating as more coins are produced, but there'll never be more than 21 million. So if you've got a fixed supply against an asset which has an increasing supply, that means this fixed supply asset will be worth more as the other asset, the dollar, increases its supply, because it's just a simple ratio. If you had $1 for one Bitcoin in existence, they'd be worth potentially the same if they had the same level of adoption. But that's not the case. The dollar supply is always increasing. So I think over time, with Bitcoin getting more adoption and with Bitcoin having a fixed supply, that any quantitative easing or money printing is just going to result in higher prices for Bitcoin.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what's going to happen? I know short term we never knows, but I mean the next 5 years about the economics, stagflation, deflation, or hyperinflation. What do you think? What's going to happen first?
Maybe deflation. It seems to be one that people have been talking about a lot. I mean, hyperinflation will probably happen eventually, but I think the US economy slowed down quite a lot, right? And normally that results in deflation, as far as I know, because obviously there's less demand for goods, which obviously means the prices of goods go down. So I think you'll see a deflationary effect, and then you'll see hyperinflation if we see a lot of the money that's printed circulating. I think inflation is to do with the velocity of money, right? So the quicker that money circulates, the quicker that inflation happens. And I think that will only happen as the US economy gets back to running at full capacity, let's say, or running as well as it was, and as people are less fearful and they start to spend more again, they'll suddenly realize there's so much more money in circulation that people want to spend their money quicker and quicker to get rid of it. And that will cause hyperinflation. But I think maybe deflation first. It seems like you know more than me, though. So what do you think?
Yeah, we never know about the future, but I think it's the same. Ivan Ontek used to interview what is called Mark Maloney, deflation and then hyperinflation. So that's history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme, right? So I tend to agree with him. But let's see in the next couple of weeks, another bubble again. We don't know, but at least we can know the nature of market is deflation and then after hyperinflation, right? So Yeah, I think that's about the macros. Before close this interview, I just want to ask one question. You said before that because the printing money from the Fed and mismanagement or something like that, and then you got the US dollar out of control, right? And at the same time, Bitcoin price in US dollar. I'm not really. I mean, like in technical analysis, people like find resistance and support in US dollar. Do you think that by adopting Bitcoin is also adopting the US dollar? Because Michael Saylor used to say so in an interview. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So what did you say at the end there with the US dollar? Can you just repeat that last bit?
When you adopt Bitcoin, you adopt you can also it's the same that you adopt US dollar. Is that correct or not?
I'm not too sure. What I would say is I think go on.
Yeah, because it's like pegged to US dollar, right? I mean, the psychologically trading in US dollar, right? Because some currency you can trade in some currency as well. But as long as the money flow and US dollar is really tied to the Bitcoin chart, I think is it correct to say that you adopt Bitcoin, or is at the same time you also adopt US dollar?
Yeah, I see what you mean now. Actually, I think it's kind of true, right? I'm in the UK. We use the pound, the British pound, but actually most of my money's in US dollar stable coins or crypto. So actually I'm adopting the dollar because I use crypto. So actually that's a fairly good point. But what I wonder, right, and this is kind of my thought process on this, is over time, I wonder if we'll measure Bitcoin against something else. If the dollar's constantly devaluing, maybe a dollar measurement of Bitcoin's not actually representing Bitcoin's value very well, because Bitcoin's always going to go up against the dollar if the dollar's always going down in value. So with my technical analysis, support and resistance and stuff, I actually like to chart Bitcoin against gold. I think gold's a really good one to chart for Bitcoin versus gold as a ratio. I also chart Bitcoin against the NASDAQ now because I saw someone else doing it, and it just gives you a different perspective on the value of Bitcoin. Bitcoin compared to the NASDAQ hasn't gone up anywhere near as much as it has against the dollar because the NASDAQ's gone up quite a bit as well, since the pandemic. So Bitcoin's still done better than the NASDAQ for the most part. But it's not as much as the dollar compared to how it's done against the dollar. Against gold, Bitcoin's done very well, but I think they're better measurements, right? And I think as more people measure Bitcoin with a different currency, the dollar won't be the primary way to measure the value of Bitcoin, and therefore people won't adopt the dollar when they adopt Bitcoin, because they'll start measuring it in other ways. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's what I meant as well. Because maybe in the future we never know, right? Bitcoin can be traded within NASDAQ and gold or something like that. But exactly. It takes a long time because people don't really see the value of Bitcoin, right? I mean, maybe when hyper-Bitcoinization truly happens, that will be happen the plateau chart. The plateau chart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It'll sort of level off a bit.
I think that's it. Okay, guys. I think that's it. It's been like an hour already. It's about to hit 1 hour. Thank you so much, Liam, Connor, my all guys from Ivan Tech. Nice to see you again in person. Maybe we can do collaboration again when Bitcoin hits all $3,000. I don't know. 3,100K. I don't know. Just see what's gonna happen next. But I think that's it for today, guys. If you want to enjoy more about confidence in crypto, I will leave the link in the description. Yeah, thank you so much, and have a good one.
Thanks for having me. And as Ivan would say, go, 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 go.
I miss the show a lot,
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having me though, man. Really appreciate coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Yeah.